When we covered the Khamenei story and connected it to Ezekiel 38, a debate broke out in the comments that is still going right now. Hundreds of people, same Bible, same chapter, completely opposite conclusions. One viewer made an argument that thousands of people agreed with and thousands pushed back on. He said, the Israel spoken of in this prophecy is the USA. And the moment he said it, something shifted in the comments section. Because for many people watching, that argument didn't sound crazy. It sounded like something they had quietly wondered, but never heard anyone say out loud. So today, we are going to do what most prophecy channels won't do. We are going to take that argument seriously. We are going to look at the full scriptural case for both sides, the traditional view and the America interpretation. And we are going to let you decide. But before we go any further, drop your answer in the comments right now. Modern Israel or America? Tell me before you hear the arguments. I want to know where you stand before this video tries to move you. Side 1. The traditional view. The Israel of Ezekiel 38 is the modern nation of Israel. This case begins not in Ezekiel 38, but in the chapters directly before it. Ezekiel 36 verse 24. God speaks directly. I will take you from the nations, and gather you from all the countries, and bring you into your own land. Then, Ezekiel 37, the valley of dry bones, a vision of a nation scattered and dead across the earth, coming back to life. Bone joining to bone, breath returning, an entire people resurrected from history's grave. Traditional scholars say, this is not metaphor. This is what happened in 1948. Jewish people literally gathered from over 100 nations back to lands that had been largely desolate for nearly 2 millennia. Mark Twain visited in 1867 and described it as wasteland, barely inhabited, barely alive. Gathered from many nations, the regathering of 1948, check. Mountains of Israel, a specific geographic phrase used throughout Ezekiel, always referring to the physical land, check. Long been desolate, 2,000 years of emptiness before modern Israel, check. And the coalition coming against them, Persia, Magog, Gomer, Libya, Ethiopia, every nation in that list exists today. Every one is geographically and militarily aligned toward the Middle East. The coalition Ezekiel described is visible on today's news map. The traditional view says the evidence is direct, textual, and historical. The prophecy names a specific land, describes a specific regathering, points to a specific coalition, and all three are confirmed. Side 2, the alternative view. Ezekiel 38 points to America. Now I need you to hear this argument fully before you respond to it, because it raises a question that the traditional view must answer, and that question is not easy. Look again at verse 11. The people about to be invaded are living in unwalled villages, peaceful, unsuspecting, without bars or gates. Now look at modern Israel today. Iron Dome missile defense covering the entire country, one of the most advanced border security systems ever built. Mandatory military service for every citizen, a population that has been on high military alert for its entire existence. Does that sound like a people living peacefully in unwalled villages without bars or gates? That is the question the America interpretation is built on, and it is a legitimate textual problem. Proponents of the America view then build their case phrase by phrase. Gathered from many nations, America. No nation in human history has been more literally assembled from more nations. Every continent, every language, every people group. The United States is the most genuinely multinational society ever built. The only superpower on Earth with no meaningful walls on its borders, oceans on 2 sides, open land to the north and south. A nation whose geography has made it feel permanently untouchable. Peaceful and unsuspecting, America. a nation that has not experienced war on its own soil since 1865, a population that wakes up every morning genuinely unsuspecting, because nothing in their lived experience has ever taught them otherwise. Dwelling at the center of the earth, America, the dominant economic, cultural, and military center of the modern world. And they make one more argument, a historical one that goes deeper than geography. The Pilgrims who founded America called themselves a New Israel explicitly. The Puritans described America as a city on a hill, direct covenant language from Scripture. America's founders drew on biblical law and covenant theology to frame the entire nation. From the very beginning, America was conceived as a covenant people in a promised land. The alternative view says, the 6 phrases of Ezekiel 38 fit America more precisely than they fit modern Israel. And the peace condition, living without walls and unsuspecting, fits America perfectly, and modern Israel not at all. Here is where I want to be honest with both sides. The traditional view has the stronger direct textual case. The chapters surrounding Ezekiel 38 are explicitly, not metaphorically, explicitly about the physical regathering of Jewish people to the physical land of Israel. You cannot move those geographic anchors to another continent without significant interpretive work that the text itself does not invite. But the alternative view raises a question the traditional interpretation must answer directly. The peace condition is specific. It is in the text. And modern Israel, as extraordinary and prophetically significant as it is, does not currently match the description of a people living peacefully without walls and bars and gates. Traditional scholars answer this by pointing to a future peace agreement that brings Israel into a period of false security before the invasion. That is possible, but it requires an inference beyond what the text directly states. Both sides are reading Scripture seriously. Both sides have hard questions they cannot fully answer. And right now, in March 2026, both sides are watching the same headlines with the same urgent feeling that something is accelerating. Here is what I need to say before this video ends. Whatever nation Ezekiel 38 is describing, God tells us His own purpose for this event in verse 23. So I will show my greatness and my holiness and make myself known in the eyes of many nations. Then they will know that I am the Lord. Not, then they will know which nation was in the prophecy. Not, then the correct interpretation will be vindicated. Then they will know that I am the Lord. That is the only conclusion that matters. That every nation, Israel, America, Iran, Russia, every nation watching from the edges, will come face to face with the reality of a God who knew the end from the very beginning. And to anyone watching this video who is carrying fear right now, who saw the headlines this week and felt something cold settle in your chest, I want to speak directly to you. Nahum 1 verse 7. The Lord is good, a refuge in times of trouble. He cares for those who trust in Him. He cares for those who trust in Him, not those who have the correct eschatological interpretation, not those who figured out the right nation. Those who trust in Him. You do not need to solve Ezekiel 38 tonight. You need to trust the God who wrote it. And that God, the one who named Persia before Persia existed, who described this coalition before any of these nations were modern states, knows your name, knows your fear, and is not surprised by a single headline you saw today. Rest in that. Now I want your answer. Modern Israel or America? And I want more than your opinion. I want the specific verse you are standing on. Because this community is full of serious Bible readers, and I want us to sharpen each other in the comments. This is the conversation the church needs to be having right now. Let's have it here. If this channel is helping you think more deeply about the Word in the middle of the news, subscribe. We are just getting started. I will see you in the next one.